Yes.
All right. Now the Zoom thing isn't showing up. All right. People can hear us, but they can't see us. Fantastic.
Hello.
I'm going to fix this up.
That's fun.
Whispering sweet nothings. That's what we're here to do.
Yes.
All right. So we have a whole new system going on right now, and you can see everything except for us. So I'm just gonna work on this. So we
Hello.
if anyone on the stream is not in headphones, please put some headphones on. There's a major echo.
Somebody's looping.
All right. So you guys talk amongst yourselves. We're actually live right now, so maybe we could just start talking, and then once I get the video feed up, it will show what's going on.
It'll be like a podcast.
Exactly.
That's pretty much what it is.
There we go.
Wow.
All right.
Hooray.
We are here finally, and
it's
looks a little janky right now, but I am fixing it. So thank you for bearing with a little bit of a technical hurdles. We're trying out a whole new streaming platform today. We are live not only on YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook, but also on Instagram. So we are on all these different platforms, and we're here with Daphne Yap, who's an incredible artist we worked with to create all this incredible art for like basically all of our music in the 2020s, basically. So it's incredible. So she's here. We've got Gordon, we've got Tosh, we've got Sasha, we've got Carl, of course Daphne, and myself. So yeah, feel free to bring any questions y'all might have and ask away, because we are here to not only hang out with each other, but also to hang with you and to answer questions and to do all kinds of fun stuff. So very awesome to be here with everyone.
Yes. Daphne, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
I know, especially it must be very cold where you are, because the aurora borealis behind you is just so beautiful.
Ah, yes,
You
the
know.
Arizona Borealis. Greenest it has ever been in Arizona.
Oh, I thought that was green. Wow, that room. No, it was really great background. I love it. I wish I could be. I haven't. Who's seen the aurora borealis? Have any of us seen it? Have you seen it, Sasha? Okay.
I haven't.
Yeah.
I have not.
Incredible. I want to see it again. I want to see it 500 times. Let's all go to Iceland.
Yes.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
All right.
2024 wish list.
Right? So good.
All right. So Peter Persekin on Facebook is saying he doesn't have any questions, but he's saying, "Hi Daphne, no questions, but just wanted to say he loves your work." So that's very sweet.
Okay, so they say on Instagram, no sound yet.
Oh, really?
But
no sound on Instagram. Really?
On Instagram, yeah. So we'll get there.
Give me a second.
No, it's coming.
In the meantime, just for those of you who are not familiar with Daphne and who are new to us, we released our album As Above. We're working on the second half of the double album So Below, and Daphne created beautiful artwork around it. It was a really mutually inspiring evolution that happens while we were creating the music. I was musing with Daphne, and we were talking about the concept of As Above So Below, and so we started passing back and forth ideas, and then Daphne sent over this stunning artwork, which totally influenced our music. So we were definitely inspired visually by your work, Daphne. So it's yeah. I wanted to ask, when you're creating conceptual art like that, is it something that you actually kind of envision and see ahead of time, or Is it something that like spills out onto the paper when you when you just sit down and create it?
Ooh, it depends on each thing. I feel like sometimes it unfolds as I'm talking to a person, and then it's like, oh, da, da, da. But then a lot of times what also happens is once I start putting it on paper, then it kind of does its own thing too. So it's like a mix of all that. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. I'm yeah, because I feel like when it comes to illustrations and concept art, to me it's different because I don't really work with like pre-sketch. I mean, yeah, kind of. I mean, the pre-sketch happens as it's unfolding, but I know that there are other professional, more like illustrators that when they get a thing, it's a lot of tweaking with the final image and stuff. And I like that there's more of an openness and flow because it's more about the ideas versus a finished drawing. And that's where I kind of land in the concept art world. So it's like, yay, design ideas. And so I like that. I like the way that we got to work where it's like, okay, let's just kind of see what unfolds and that kind of stuff. So yeah.
What got you started in art? I mean, was this something that came to you naturally at a really young age, or something that called to you?
Yeah, I did do it ever since I was a little kid, and it was just something I was drawn to more because I felt like that was something I was better at than the other things. And I was like, well, I'm gonna put all the eggs in this basket, I guess. But it was also one of those things where people think, oh, you're gonna be poor if you're an artist. And so I'm really grateful that I had support from teachers and other friends of family who encouraged and supported. But at the same time, there's a part of my parents where they're like, well, we don't want her to say that we didn't let her try the thing. And it's like, look, I don't like all that other stuff. I want to do the thing I like. So I'm glad I got to do that. And yeah, so, well, also, I just thought that being an artist meant illustrating books or just illustrating like little things. Like when I was younger, I was like, oh, it's just this little tunnel, but everything has to be designed. So thank goodness for that. And you get to expand in all these different routes. So, I mean, I'm still figuring out what I want to do when I grow up,
Yeah.
So,
Aren't we all?
Likewise.
Yeah.
Likewise.
We had a question on Instagram, Daphne. They're asking, where do you get your inspiration from?
Ooh, it depends. I mean, life, but like if I'm given a topic or a subject or something, I like to just play with where I want to go first, where I would want the flavoring of it to have. And then, but at the same time, let's just say, I gotta design a park or something, with trees, but they can't be normal trees. But so the thing to do would be to look at all the trees, research, and then be like, okay, what would I do? Or I guess, what are the parameters? And so it's kind of like, no matter what, you have some sort of something to play with. So inspiration is just whatever's kind of handed to you, or I don't know. I like to just intuitively kind of navigate. So I know that sounds kind of vague, I guess, but just work with what I'm given, but then also just be like, how would I like to do it? Yeah.
If you were designing a park, I would immediately say gravity is no longer a limitation. I mean,
I like
this
that.
is not going to be a city park, kids. This is going to be a Daphne Park. No
And
gravity.
it's like,
I would love to.
oh, I love that. I love that.
I would
That'd be
definitely go to Daphne Park. That sounds awesome.
Daphne Park.
Daphne Park sounds like a place you would go to.
It sounds delightful, especially
Yeah.
because there's no gravity in strange trees. I'm so in. We have a question from the YouTube. How long did it take you to make the artwork for the As Above cover?
You know, it's always like, well, whenever I have time, in the time that I have, so I never really measure. It's like, well, it gets done when it gets done, and then probably a few days. But it's one of those things where it's like, if I have work, I kind of just squeeze it in whenever. So it's hard to say how long it gets done. But kids never worry about how long it gets done as long as it gets done, unless you know you're getting paid for the work really. So I don't know, maybe I want to enjoy the process these days.
Can I ask you that
sure.
artistic question? Do you feel about it like, I mean, I've heard it said like we never really finish a song, you just kind of have to let it go. I'm sure you feel that way about some things you've done, but I'm just curious, do you have a lingering feeling of that with every project you do, whether it's like, just, hey, it was just a gig, or do you have a professional like separation between that kind of attachment to every piece of art?
Ooh, with commercial work or just paid work, I definitely have a definite letting go period, because like, well, this is the time I got to get done, and then that's it. But with my own stuff or anything outside of that, it feels more like, oh, could I do more? Because I'm my own boss. I'm going to be the only one critiquing, or whoever else I'm working with. And then there's all this wiggle room. So there is that feeling. And then because it's your own stuff, you're more critical. So you're like, well, not even your own stuff. I mean, well, it's coming out of you anyway. But that is something I'm trying to have a healthier relationship with as well, because it is the letting go. Because at some point, it's like the perfectionism stops you, and if it stops you, it's like, gosh, how are you going to finish anything? So you have to at some point just jump over the hurdle of, oh no, maybe it's not going to, and then just do it, and then allow yourself, if you want to get back to it. There's no rules. Go back and fix it up or
Right.
change it, and remix number 2, whatever you want, side B, I don't know, like keep on adding. I don't know, that's my 2 cents on that, if that's
That's awesome. It's basically sounds like it's always just living. Like if it's your own project, it almost never truly ends. And I actually now kind of agree with that, even with us. Like we've never really let go of a song. We might re-release it as an acoustic or a cover. I wanted to move that into a question from Instagram. What was the biggest project you ever did? Now, I know you have a lot of super secret projects that sometimes you can't talk about. So how about of the projects you could talk about, what was the biggest project you ever did?
biggest Avatar 1 and 2.
That's amazing.
Yeah, and I feel like I got to actually work on in that realm the most too, because I also got to help design the, speaking of parks, theme park in Disney World for Pandora, the Pandora in Disney World, Avatar Land. So that one, I guess, is the biggest and most lingering of the bunch. Yeah.
Did you get to go to Disney World?
Yeah, that was super cool.
Nice.
Yeah.
And that one you knocked out in 2 days, right? That was
Yeah. Yes. Oh my God. Yeah.
How long a project is something like that? An entire section of a theme park?
Well, I think I worked on it for, well, I mean, it's obviously a team effort. So the parts that I got to work on, I was on it for about a year, and I was hand drawing every weave so the people can look at the map and actually make the thing and follow it, because there's a whole story in the decor. So yeah, that part took a bit, but yeah, I mostly did the kind of weaving decor for restaurant interior or the park totems to be like, this way, do the thing, you know.
Oh, that's
Um,
cool.
yeah, and then ideas for different what are they called? Like activities. I'm trying to think what unfolded. It's been a second, so I don't have that on the top of my head right now.
All
But
good.
yeah.
Super impressive. That's awesome. I think we should take a field trip. Yeah, when we're on tour, take a day off, do some sort of special thing in Pandora. That would be amazing.
I mean, and I'm not saying it just because I worked on it, but I actually really enjoyed the Banshee ride. They did a really good job because you're sitting on a um breathing Banshee. Well, you're sitting in this seat that mimics like you're sitting on a Banshee. So it's like it's breathing and you feel it moving, but it's moving with how it's moving. And they definitely raise the bar with those kind of rides. So, and oh yeah, and they have like scents blowing in your face and wind and yeah.
Oh, that sounds amazing. Oh my gosh. So with that,
Rebecca Klein. Oh, sorry. Oh,
go
I was
ahead,
gonna
go
say
ahead.
Rebecca Klein on Facebook was asking if you work on more than one project at a time, or if you like to just focus on, or if you multitask, I guess, if you have multiple projects at the same time, or if you like to just focus on one thing at a time.
In general, or when I'm in movies, or what's the just anytime?
I think in general, yeah.
Yeah, I like to multitask because there because I know for me there's gaps in between things. Like for example, sometimes the paint's drying on something and then I have to wait for that and I don't want to just, twiddle my thumbs, and so it's like, oh, I can work on this other thing. But also for me, when I multitask, I get to play and kind of keep sane, so I'm not just doing one thing forever. And so, for example, I'll throw in more like crafting things in between to use my hands in a different way than just like on a screen all the time. Just drawing, so it kind of changes up to kind of, that's how I keep saying sometimes. Yeah, so yeah, and then and also with if I'm on a project and let's say I'm in a world a lot, it is also nice to take a break to think about other things too. So I feel like just a little more breathing room and spaciousness for me. Yeah.
So then what all different forms of artwork do you work on when you have multiple projects? Because you said crafting. So I was like, oh, what kind of crafting? So what all like magical encompassing artworks do you make?
I'll do jewelry. I've been getting back into encaustic wax painting. So that's, yeah, painting with wax. So I can sculpt a little more in it. It's a little more dimension. So I get to play with just a different feeling and just carving and stuff. But I'm also working on a mask with paper clay. So it's kind of, I actually really like paper clay. So I'm super excited to play with it more because it dries light, but it's still strong, and just different medium. And then what else? I'm about to jump into some macrame-ish like situation, which I guess is a big friendship bracelet. That's how I see it.
Nice.
Yeah, and then I'm trying to think what other thing. Yeah, or sometimes I'll switch between like my jelly roll pen ink artwork with pencil. So it's a little bit of that depending on where it's all. Yeah, because sometimes too is like I get stuck on something and instead of freaking out about it, I switch it up, and then when I come back, I'm like, oh yeah, and then I could just keep adding to it too.
Awesome.
That's awesome. I'm listening to that plane going over this. Somebody.
Yeah,
Oh,
that was
second,
the-
bye.
Well, I was like, yes,
I was
hold
like-
for plane.
Thanks for playing.
Well,
Yeah,
I have a question. Is there an art form that you have not gotten to try out that you're really interested in maybe exploring?
Not tried.
Or maybe not tried as much that you have that is just something that you wish you could give a little bit more time to, maybe.
Yeah, I've been I'd like to try more leatherworking. That'd be super cool.
Hmm.
I haven't let me see. What other I I did do a little 3D in the computer, like 3D sculpting. It's like I'll be in it for a while, I'll stop, and then I forget, and I gotta try it again, and then I'll forget. So it's like, okay, I gotta keep up on that. But God, there's so many things I want to do. I don't even know where to start.
Just a big wide world out there.
It really is. I really just want to like almost try everything. It's like fabric something. I haven't made a drum. That'd be cool. I almost made a drum, but I didn't, but I got to paint one, so that's nice. That's the closest thing to that. Or I was thinking like, what's it like to tattoo? I don't know. Maybe
That'd be
play with that for I don't know.
I totally want to get a Daphne
I would
tattoo.
definitely get a tattoo.
absolutely like
You're
sign me up.
tattooing.
Only at Daphne Park.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So we'll go to Daphne Park, get Daphne tattoos. I'm so down.
That'll be a part of the big grand opening is Daphne tattoos as well.
Oh my God, that'd be so cool. Have my own theme park / skate park in front of the tattoo parlor.
Yes, please. Thank you.
And we'll finally have our hoverboards.
Oh, there you go. So, I mean, that would be
Nice.
part of the anti-gravity.
Yeah, first thing, finally.
So one of our
Yeah, one of the fans.
I was gonna say one of our fans on YouTube, Kelly, was asking if it was fun doing the as above artwork.
Yeah, because I like that I get to like the way I talk with Taz and just like the flow of the stuff. I just like the freedom and getting to, I guess, allowing what comes out to let it be, and that's just so nice and refreshing because most of the time when discussing projects or having to come up with something new, there's a lot of back and forth and different language decipherings because everyone when we all describe something, I have to try to understand, like, okay, when you say red, what kind of red, like what realm, how much red do you see, and also what was the mood of the red, or there's so many different things. And so I liked that. I guess it's a very trusting or a more just flowing process. So I really appreciate that.
For sure.
Yeah, like I told you this before, Daphne. It felt like you were like a part of the band, really. Because that's how we like to create, and I just felt like you just like seamlessly went in, and you were like, "Yes, I feel the hive mind collective, and this is exactly what I see." And we were like, "Yes, this is exactly it." Yeah, I feel like you have such an intuition it's so amazing. Like I feel like it's like you pluck it from the nethers, and you're like, "Yes, it's." I think it's definitely one of your gifts.
Oh, thank you.
We have a question from Holly. If you have, in all of your many mediums, do you have a favorite?
Favorite. Oh, that's so hard because it's like favorite for the moment, Yeah, that's hard. I mean, if I had to pick one, it would just be my pencil and paper, But I like each for their own thing, so it's so hard to say what I like, because I feel like each works a different part of the brain, each works with a different mood. It's so hard.
Nice. Yeah. Oh man, it's so great to just see you again, because it's been a second. We've all been so busy. So it's been really great. And for all the people that are watching right now, feel free to ask some more questions. We're all here. You could ask the band questions. There was one question for the band that was asked that was asking what genre is our music. So that's always a fun one. And it's like really hard for us to answer, to be quite honest. But like for me, like usually when people are asking that, I'd say like electronic rock, you know, I don't know, but there's probably better ways to phrase it.
Well,
What
it
genre
sounds
do you
like
think our music is?
it sounds like more of like a hey, let's get into the philosophy of labeling. You know,
Right,
let's try to throw these little words around back and forth and see if, you know, anything looks correct. That's fun.
right, for sure.
But yeah, definitely electro synth and grandpa's guitars at times, but layered up. Maybe layered.
Yes.
See, we don't talk about that. We're all like doing
Yeah.
acoustic things and we're all doing electronic things, but at the same time. So that's a little different.
Yeah. It's fun just to hear what other people think our genre is. Like, you know, because like people ask us that question, but then I'm usually like, what does it sound like to you? So feel free to let us know in the chat.
Oh, Peter says Daphne should answer that.
Oh,
Oh yeah.
oh, you know, I was just thinking about because I find it's hard to. I'm trying to think like how. I feel like I just got whisked into if we're all standing around and people were to go, huh, what's that? You know how like in high school everyone has their cliques? Well, I guess we cliques until we're old, I suppose. But I mean like, and they're like, oh, that's the blah blah crew or the blah blah crew. But then it's like there's more than just that. It's like, of course, there's that first appearance, but it's like each song has its own thing too. So it's like, you know, is there like a percentage scale, you know, that happens if you put the words,
Right.
you know? But I mean, it's definitely, let me see if I had a, God, I'm so bad at labeling, but let me, electronic,
Yeah.
dream, goth, I don't
See,
know.
it's hard. Like, I don't know. Like,
Yeah.
I have the
Hard,
same
yeah.
problem.
But you
I don't
said
know.
something I've never heard. Dream, like electronic dream goth. That's a combination of words that I haven't heard said just kind of like that. And it's a different color, maybe. We just mix pigments, different words together, and it
Yeah.
creates a different pigment. And so, yeah, what was it? Electronic dream goth. I love that.
Yeah.
I'm writing it down. That's beautiful.
Something for sure.
We'll put little
So we
quotes
got-
next to it that says Daphne.
So Thomas Less was asking, oh, this is cool, Daphne, you're gonna like this one. He said that he would love to see you design a KMFDM cover.
Oh,
Yes,
wow.
I know you're a fan.
And then yes, and then he asked, what art have you done that you like the most outside of the As Above album art cover? I guess that's hard. Like, what is your favorite art movie that you've created?
Movie beside or that's hard.
You can always say like, I don't want to answer that.
Yeah, this one's a processing. Can I have like a color wheel that like spins back for a second? I don't know. That one's and again, it's like each is its own thing. So it's so hard to yeah, I don't know. Each is lovable in its own way.
I feel the same. I definitely feel the same. It's so hard to pinpoint like your favorite. We usually play the game like this one is my favorite. It's whatever we're playing at the time. So maybe it's just whatever you're making at the time.
Yeah, you know, for sure. It's like, I mean, like
It's like trying to pick a favorite baby or something. Or favorite child. I don't know. Like, no.
Yeah.
So
They're
fun.
all my favorites.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, again, each is its own thing. So it's so, I mean, yeah, I think it's more for the moment. I mean, same thing, like the thing that I was recently working on, it would be my favorite because, you know, I spent so much time on it and I had a, I mean, not because of the time. It was enough for me to start on it first of all and then finish it. So it's like, okay, you know, so that was that. And also just, I mean, also I also want to ask you guys this question as well because I'm curious how other artists process this, but like when it's like, yeah, we all have that desire of like, oh, I would love to impact with this creation or whatever. But at some point, you just have to like let go and like hope for the best, and that's it. So yeah, like, do you guys have specific like when you're making it, are there specific things you guys have? I mean, I know with each creation, there's his own intention too, but like, how do you guys process when you let go and just kind of once you make it?
That's an awesome question. I mean, for me, I actually like once a song is like mixed and mastered and put out, like I actually don't really listen to it that much after that. Except for like when I'm like doing promo and marketing and all that stuff, because then I'll like be making videos and all that other stuff. So, but it's funny because it's like it's everything's my favorite while I'm working on it. But then once it's done, I'm like, all right, what's next? Like, you know.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I guess also one of the things for me I noticed that I don't really do but trying to implement is like giving that time to kind of celebrate or just be like, yeah, finish the thing. I mean, but yes, similar to you, just like, okay, and then what's next? But still kind of giving it the time. And I love that when you guys have an album, you guys are performing it and going on tour. And so to me, that's like celebrating that each time you are on tour. So that's super cool. But like,
Yeah,
yeah.
totally.
Mhm. Yeah.
This is there's a lot of themes that are tying up in my head. Like you talk about, you know, Scott, it's like you said, it's like trying to pick a child, which is your favorite, but a child is your own, like a piece of art that's your own, and you never let it go. You just put it down, hope it doesn't, you know, die, and then you know it comes back, and then you keep working on it, and then it's just like a constant evolving work in progress that never finishes. So all songs are like children that like literally grow and you walk away from, and then maybe your song like, oh, and then milestones. That was the thing I thought. We get these cool milestones, like, you know, we reach a thing on Spotify or somebody really cool, like we get our art in a cool place, you know? So I like it. Oh, you know, only commercial, you can only sell you know, commercial art is a strange concept if you think about it that way, because we always have to let things go.
For sure.
I feel like our music takes on a whole nother life when we perform it live in front of people because, you know, it's like almost like a feedback loop in a really cool way because the song means something different for every person. And I feel like that's amplified in a live setting. So it's like every single time I feel like the meaning changes. I mean, I'm sure the same thing for when people see your art. They're like, okay, it means something different for each person. So, and we get that experience where we get to like say like, okay, you know, in this particular instance, the song means this. And for me, it changes every night. So, I think that is, I feel like I let go of it every single time that we play something. It's just sort of like, okay, we've played it, it's a moment of time, and then we let it go and we go on to the next day.
That's cool. What a zen. Zen way to go.
Yeah.
Oh,
Definitely like playing live gives you that chance to experience the music in a whole new way every single time you play it. So that's the truth. Like, you know, recording and producing a song, it's just like one version of it. But then when we get to play it, it's different every single time.
I just thought about something. Circling back to a form of art I haven't really tried but want to. I was like, oh yeah, music. I just remembered, I was like, God, you guys must feel, okay, the little bit that I got to jam in high school, like on break, we're all just kind of hanging around. We're like, la la, shaking some egg shakers, some people strumming, whatever. That was the most together in a musical situation I've been in. I mean, I did grow up playing piano, but I was like, wow, you guys must feel high on life when you guys are playing together, because there's something about just resonating together. You're like, oh, you just don't get it anywhere else. And I'm like, oh, that's so cool. And then being like, wow, teamwork, guys, you know.
Sure.
But also, what was oh no, I had this other thing I was gonna ask too. Oh yeah, the thing. Actually, this wasn't a lift conversation, but yeah, listening to music in a live setting, it was one of those things where I just noticed there's some bands, until I hear them live, it was like, oh wow, it just hits so different. And then I have a new appreciation for it. So I'm glad I get to experience both. And some I'm like, wow, what if I don't like it because I didn't get to hear them live? Maybe I'm, I don't know. But however it gets produced or however the sound, I'm just so curious. I'm like, maybe I'm more fans of stuff and I don't know, but I don't know.
Yeah.
Have you ever done any live painting?
I wanna say yes, kind of. Have I? I mean, I've been out amongst. Wait, have I? Maybe I've drawn around people. Like sometimes when I'm vending, I'll do that, or I'll be doing like, yeah, tribal markers, but nothing. I haven't really. Have I? I want to say yes, but maybe I.
Okay.
Well,
yeah.
yeah, I suppose it's not making that much of an impact because it's not really. I'm like, what's the what?
Well, for selfish reasons, I would love to watch you sometime. I think that'd be so
okay.
cool to get to watch you.
Yeah, I would. I was actually thinking about maybe live streaming just me doing art one day, just to hang and just to, I don't know, maybe do that sometime just to.
That would be so cool.
That'd be rad.
I'd love to watch that.
Yes.
Yeah, please let us know.
Okay.
We got a super sweet question from Peter. It's one of my favorite questions of all time. And it's Daphne, what's your favorite cheese?
Oh my God, cheese.
Very vital.
Oh God, that's hard. I mean, it's depending. God, if I had to like a cheese, I can say a few favorite cheeses. There's this truffle cheese they have at Trader Joe's. Gouda, Havarti, Brie, ricotta. Wait, there's like, there's this.
There's a lot of cheese.
There's a lot of cheese. I mean, I can't eat cheese too often, but when I do, yeah. So those are off the top of my head.
I love that. That's great.
Well, thank you.
Yes.
What about your guys' cheeses? Do you guys have favorite cheeses?
Whichever cheese is directly in front of my face in the moment is definitely my favorite cheese. And if there's like a board of mini cheeses, I just have to rotate it every now and then, so that each cheese is the favorite moment.
I've figured it out. It's cheese on food that has been prepared by someone else. Because I don't know why I didn't know this until now in my life, that food that you make yourself, you know what you're making. So it's like I choose the cheese, I know what that cheese is going to taste like. So I have a preconceived notion of what my food is going to taste like, and it's bad. And so when someone just chooses random cheese, I don't know what that cheese is. And so I'll never really know because I'm not a foodie. And so I really enjoy the experience because I'm trying to figure out what it is, but I'll never know. So it's just like really fun to eat food made by other people. So that's my favorite kind of cheese.
Oh, I love that.
And your favorite fries are the fries on the other person's plate? Because those are my favorite fries.
Somehow taste better sometimes. How does that work?
True.
Yeah, just presented cheese of any kind.
Presented.
If it's
Could it be?
if some like if this happens a lot in the van, we'll be going through the north and we'll get cheese curds, and Tosh will
Oh,
be
yeah.
like, "Hey, we got cheese curds. Do you want some?" I don't even ask what kind they are. It's just yeah, that is
I will
presented.
take, yeah, I'll take that bag of cheese curds and like create like a rolled up bread sandwich of cheese curds with it. And then I'll like, it's amazing. Especially when you're like hungry in the van, you know, you're driving for like 12 hours and you're like, cheese curds, sweet.
Yeah, so any form of presented cheese.
Mm.
I could talk about this for hours.
Oh, we definitely could.
Yeah.
And we
What else
might.
you gonna do in the
Specifically
van?
cheese.
Well,
I also, so these are my notes from today. It's great. Electronic dream goth and presented cheese. It's a great day.
cheese talk. Every hour on the hour.
That could be our genre too.
I need that the
Cheese.
both of those phrases on a shirt.
The same shirt though? Maybe
Yes,
different
the front,
shirt. The
no,
same
no, the front is the genre. Presented cheeses on the back.
shirt. Brilliant.
I like that. 2 flavors on one shirt. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So are there any
On
new
this-
exciting projects on deck, Daphne, that you're currently working on?
I hope that they're mine. I mean, those are the ones I'm just like, man, you got to carpe the diem because when else is it going to happen, you know? So, yeah, and that is the mystery basket I'm working with. Just like, what is this new forward movement of perhaps my own things? But I mean, commercially, I don't know what's happening. But honestly, yeah, I don't know what's happening there, but we'll see. But yeah, I'm just excited to do more on my own and see what unfolds.
Nice.
Yeah.
Definitely keep us updated and share your stuff. It's always nice to see.
Thank
But
you.
you mentioned tattoos earlier. Have you designed tattoos that other people have actually gotten tattooed on before?
Yes, actually. Well, yes. One person, 2 person. Yeah, 1 person for sure. I remember. I'm trying to think. Is there one? I mean, this is so long ago. And then there was another person who tattooed a pre-existing artwork from my sketchbook published back in 2006. So that was cool, but I never really got a clear picture, even though I asked for it. So I was like, well, that's okay. Oh, actually, no, there's another person who tattooed my baseball cat on them. That's already pre-designed. So, but yeah, I mean, I've had people kind of ask me, but never really, yeah, that's kind of stuff. But you know, offers out there if someone wants a tattoo designed. Yeah.
I think when I actually when I first met you and then like I saw your work, I was really inspired even back then by your artwork, and I wanted to like somehow figure out how to get your art on like one of my guitars somehow. Like I think I might have mentioned it to you like a long time ago, and I just like haven't thought about it since then. But maybe one day I could like commission a piece or something. That would be so cool.
Oh my God, that would be so cool. Actually, I also have a friend
Yeah.
who he makes custom guitars. I don't know
Mm.
what's doing with it, but he's really amazing. Like he does like inlays and he paints straight on top. He does a lot of like
Ooh,
stuff
that's
in metal.
that's cool.
Yeah, I was like, oh, that'd be a cool collab.
Yes, please.
Yeah.
I'll hit you up about that. I think that would be like a really fun project if you'd be
Mhm.
down. Yeah.
I'll hit you up about a tattoo design because I want to get another one.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'm itching for a tattoo. So
Wow, all right. Canvas. You have canvas here.
Skin realty. Yes, yes.
yeah. Daphne, this is from Holly. What advice do you have for young artists? Her baby is 16 and has been drawing daily since they were about 5. So what is the budding artist advice from Daphne?
Ooh, keep doing you. Keep doing you because I feel like that's where you will be led most to where you will be drawn to and where your art will want to show up as. I feel a lot of people are pressured to draw a certain way or have a certain flavor because, you know, like, I mean, you know, if the person, let's say, wants to go into games or, let's just use this example. There's people who want to go into games or movie art or whatever, and there is a bunch of like different genres and themes and stuff. So you can cater your work for that, but what also I think creates your flavor and helps make I would say a wider range of, and I'm going to use all this cheese talk, flavor to add to different projects is when you are doing you and not like this is anime, so I'm gonna do everything that, I mean, it's like, yes, and anime could also look like some, like, not what you think it is as well. I mean, it's so vast, which is really cool. And let me see, but yeah, so just to kind of, keep going, but also just keep following what you feel like doing, because that's ultimately going to bring you where you want to go, because that's what has driven the artist as far as they have gone. So it's kind of like keep following that. And I mean, it sounds cliche, but literally like work from your heart. But also, I guess, suppose also too, following on that, I also know these days, all the stuff that's happening, it's so easy to shut down and not feel. And that is a great area to open up more too, because it's, I would think your soul or your spirit wants to express. So yeah, it's an opportunity, one place to kind of give voice to that more. So yeah, I would just say keep exploring, keep feeling, where you want to go.
That's so beautiful. Thank you so much. Like I feel like I'm processing that beautiful information. That's just lovely. Oh my stars.
Oh.
See. If anyone else has any other question, throw it in one of the chats, because we are here to answer questions and hang out with y'all.
And everyone, thank you all so much for hanging out and being so patient. This is our first time streaming on Instagram as well. So it took a little bit to figure it out. Scott is our mastermind techie behind the scenes, so he was scrambling. But thank y'all everyone for hanging out and your wonderful questions. It's been so much fun to hang out with y'all and Miss Daphne.
Gosh, I would love to hang out with you guys when you guys are making music. That'd be so awesome.
Yeah.
I think we should do a mutual hang. I'm just saying, mutual hang.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, we need to have a creative retreat together. I'm just
oh my God, that sounds so fun. So. Yes.
Yes. Yep. I love the idea of like a jam session, but like multiple mediums all at the same time.
But only on a.
Because I sketch
jam
actually.
On drums you've made. I want to play drum.
Oh,
drum circle.
Yes. Yes.
Oh my God,
that'd be wild.
That'd be so fun. Wow. Oh heck, maybe we could all make a drum one day. That'd be really cool.
That would be so cool. Yeah. And here we're multiple tattoos and guitar artwork and drum has begun.
It's like Christmas. We're just like gonna just have this huge gift drop. It's like, oh my God,
it's so good. It's so inspiring. Well, we are coming up on the time where we need to probably start saying the goodbyes. But Daphne, thank you for being here with us. This is so cool. And everybody out there in internet land, thank y'all so much for being here and your awesome questions and for sharing your time with us. Like, this has been so rad.
Thank you so much for having me. It's so lovely to talk with you guys. It's been a second.
I know, overdue. Well, hopefully we'll see you in Phoenix when we're out there. Yeah, we were getting some questions about Daphne signing some posters. So if she is around, perhaps we can nudge her and ask her if that.
We'll have to enlist you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Get in the van, Daphne.
Get in the van, Daphne.
Yes.
Yes.
We just have one really quick question. Let's try to get it in. And DJ Mad Alice is asking, what was the inspiration for choosing Alice as a band name? And I will go really quick to answer this. We all, Tosh, Gordon, and myself went to Joshua Tree when the band was first starting out, before we even knew it was going to be a band. And we were just sort of like dreaming of the future, what our future like dream project would look like. And it turned out to be like this really like sort of like through the looking glass transformative kind of project that was, you know, bigger than we were as just singular people. And then ultimately it turned into Alice because it just sort of clicked one day. It just made the most sense. And so that's where it was. If anyone else has anything to add, feel free to.
It had to be a word that could finish the sentence, have you tried? And to make it feel like a well, I don't want to use the word. I don't want to use the 4-letter word. To have
but like an experience,
an expanded mental, an open mental, expanded awareness experience. Yes.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah.
And originally we were going to face backwards, so it was performance art. But then it got a lot more just like, hey, we're rock musicians. Let's rock.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah. Originally, we thought about releasing all this stuff anonymously, but here we are. So down the rabbit hole through the looking glass. Yes. But yeah, here we are. The expanded Alice
and the answer
family.
the answer is yes. Have you tried Alice? Y'all have tried Alice. So it is our baby that we're constantly coming back to.
And yeah, this is our last live stream for the year. So yeah, just wishing everybody a really, really happy new year, happy holidays. Sending y'all so much love and gratitude. Thank you so much for being on this journey with us. And thank you, Miss Daphne, so much for creating with us and being such an amazing friend and kindred spirit.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. And we're jumping on to our Mad Hatter Army tea time right after this. So for those that want to hang out some more, we're just going to be like hanging out on Zoom. We're going to switch the stream off and then, you know, we'll all just come and hang out. So yeah, hope to see y'all soon.
Bye.
All right. Bye.